you can get up to 1 million rand business funding from the government for your business that is based in the township or a rural area. Let me show you how. The mission of the Department of Small Business Development is to focus on enhanced support to small businesses and cooperatives with an emphasis on programs to advance entrepreneurship amongst women, the youth, and people with disabilities to contribute to job creation and economic growth. Through many initiatives, including the one that we're going to be profiling today, which is the Township and Rural Entrepreneurship Program, formerly known as TREP, which is a dedicated program to transform and integrate opportunities in townships and rural areas into productive business ventures, Kasi economy. The focus is to create platforms that provide the business support and infrastructure and also regulatory environment that enables entrepreneurs to thrive. Before we continue, let's get the technicalities out of the way. What is a rural area? Rural areas are, by definition, those areas that are without access to ordinary public services such as water and sanitation and are without a formal local authority. These areas are characterized by inferior infrastructure, low income, and poor site conditions, which impair the ability of most people in rural areas to engage in appropriate personal, food, and environmental hygiene practices. So, what is a township? In South Africa, we use the terms township and location and kasi to usually refer to those often underdeveloped, racially segregated urban areas from the late 19th century until the end of apartheid, where those were reserved for only black Africans and coloreds and Indians. Townships are usually built on the periphery of towns and cities. The term township always has like a distinct meaning, not usually racial, but it just means that it's a group of people who are living in a small area all together. So township and rural-based enterprises which are owned by entrepreneurs who are based in the townships and rural areas. The key thing here is for you to stay there. The initiative goal is to overcome the legacy of economic exclusion that we see between our enterprises that are based in urban areas and those that are based in the township. There's a lot of exclusion in terms of economic reach, that sometimes our businesses in the township do not have that kind of accessibility to such resources, right? So this program will encapsulate all of that and give us the opportunity to compete in the market with adequate resources. We have quite a few channels, such as a one-stop shop business support service. There's a business incubation program which will give us business skills and training and product development support, credit guarantee, pitch for funding, and access to funding including working capital. So how can we participate? Township or rural based entrepreneurs can apply for support, including funding through the common application template from the Small Enterprise Development Agency, which is SEDA, or the one that NEF uses, and the one that the NYDA also uses. So check out the links in the description box below. Please note that the owners of the businesses must be South African nationals. That is imperative. So the implementing agencies are the Department of Small Business Development and SEDA. So the medium-term strategy for this program is framework intervention. They want to facilitate the increase in the number of competitive small businesses with a focus on township economies and rural development. So this scheme supports all small enterprises operating in townships and rural areas that meet the qualifying criteria, including but not limited to the following sectors: clothing and textile, bakeries, shisanyama, cooked food, retail including restaurants and car washes and general dealers, automotive, personal care, and artisans. So what does the scheme cover? It covers the cost of production, your machinery, working capital including salaries and rent, assistance with compliance skills, technical skill improvement such as labeling, industry standards and quality, business and financial management training including productivity management, and facilitated market access. So how is this financial structure packaged? So it's structured at a minimum value of 1 million rand that consists of a maximum of 1 million rand towards working capital, which consists of equipment and other capex, which even if you have to pay to a supplier, they will do that for you. But it's offered in the structure of blended finance, which means that it's going to be 50% loan and 50% grant. For example, if your total funding that you apply for is 100,000 rand, 50,000 rand of that will be a loan which you have to repay, and 50,000 rand of that will be a grant. But if you go for a million rand, right, 900k will be a loan and 100,000 rand will be a grant. How to apply? You register on the SMME SA portal. I will leave the link below, and you complete the information required. Once complete, you'll receive an email with your unique smmesa.gov.za reference number. And then the application form is also available on www.eservices.gov.za, where you have to create a user profile and account and do all of that in the background. And then remember that smmesa.gov reference number is linked to all the services platforms. So once you've registered and logged in, you are able to apply to the programs available, not even the TREP that we're currently profiling. So there are a lot more, right? You upload the required statutory documents such as CIPC and proof of address as applicable, and all your statutory documents must be submitted before your application is considered, please. In case of an application where you need to purchase equipment, you need to submit quotations or pro forma invoices of the equipment required. And then your applications can also be submitted to trep@sefa.org.za. Should you experience any difficulties with the other portals, but I will be leaving and linking everything in my description box. I hope you will go out there and grab this opportunity and let us invest in our township economies, because young people in the townships are unemployed, and this is an amazing opportunity for us to develop ourselves and to not overly rely on employment as a way out of poverty. This has been an amazing video, fun for me to do. I definitely will be encouraging my friends in the township to go for this. Thank you so much for watching up until this far. I wish you all the best in your application process. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to do some research and respond accordingly. This has been the platform where income is the outcome.